Let cash accumulate over days and chase that check for days. Let cash accumulate over days and chase that check for days. Let cash accumulate over days and chase that check for days. Let cash accumulate over days and chase that check for days. Let cash accumulate over days and chase that check for days. Let cash accumulate over days and chase that check for days.
Yo, yo, yo. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2. This is This is the recap. We'll let cash accumulate over days. I am the business owner of Let Cash Accumulate Over Days and the managing member. Today is Wednesday, March 29th, 2023. Man, what a day, what a day, what a day in the market. What a day in the market, you guys. This is right here sums up what happened right here today. We're going to read this out loud here, and then, we'll get into the description and go further. We'll get into the charts after that. I ain't going to hold y'all. This is a recap. The market closed right now. It's after hours going on right now. So that's about to end at about 8 p.m., 8:25 type deal. So tomorrow, big day. Tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow is a huge day. But today, stocks close higher on Wednesday as tech names lead a turnaround. Dow adds 300 points. Micron shares climb more than 7% after the chip maker posted its fiscal second quarter figures, despite the company posting a 1.4 billion inventory write-down. Shares climbed on comments from executives that the inventory issues are improving. Other semiconductor names followed. Micron higher, NVIDIA climbed 2%, while AMD added 1.6%. So huge day for the market, man. Huge day for the market. The market, it did gap up, you guys. It did gap up. We're about to go over the charts and the numbers, and the earnings plays and everything, man. Everything. What a day though. What a day. The market went full bull mode today. Went full bull mode. And when they did it, they didn't play around. We're gonna go over the spot first. It hit the levels, you guys, that we've been talking about all week during the recap and all last week. And they're really not done. We're really just right back at where we started at the beginning of March. You got to start looking 1 month out now. Looking 1 month out. This month is about to end, so looking about a month out. That would start here. This is where we were at. So we're back. We're back seeing those highs again. We're back at that level again where the market was at the end of February, coming into the beginning of March, and then things. People started to take profits, and because of the news that was coming out, and they knew Powell was about to speak and all that, yada yada. The market was going down. Then they announced the rate hikes. Situation over here, and then that's where you got your reaction right there with the rate high situation in Powell. This is the Powell area over here, and then after that, you guys, we just been here with the market. This is where the market has been at. So that's where we're at now, and like I said, this is where we were at beginning of March. So you could say what? We would say March 1st. We say March 1st here is where we started at. What's today's date? March 29th. So, you got to pay attention to this, you guys, because the market is really trying to tell us something here. This is where we're at. So the whole month of March, we just really been here. Not even that, So we really just was here. do that wrong right there. One more time. We've been here the whole month of March. And so today, you know, we kind of just gapped up. So this is your gap here, this area right here. This is where we gapped up at today. This whole area right here. So the market is just basically it's looking strong. You know, the support is looking strong. It's looking bullish. It's acting as if it wants to at this point, you know, retest this high right here. What day was that? That looks like March the 6th. So March 6th, you had a high right here. What's that? 407. It looks like that could be possibly back into play here. Now, you know, you could expect some pullback and some profit taking off the gap up. But at the same time, how many more gap ups is the market gonna keep giving to signal that okay, it's wanting to actually head higher? Earnings season is around the corner. Banks going first, big tech going after them. They gonna make the moves first. You feel me? So when they make them, you feel me? They might already be long gone, really high at that point because they're gonna try to do it before because they know people are gonna, you know, try to buy and chime in. Not every earnings turns out like LULU, you guys. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, basically. So it's just like basically they can move whenever. It looks bullish right now. We haven't seen 380 since it looks like the Friday between Friday and Monday of March the 10th and March 13th. You have to go look back. We ain't seen that low since then. So, you know, from all the way from here, we just been grinding back to the upside, just trying to retest this area. And like I said, we're back in it now, right here. We're considered right here. We're back in the March highs at the beginning. And all it has to do is, you know, just really try to get here. It just has to push higher than this level right here at this point. The SPY needs to try to push higher than 406 and what's this, 406, yeah, 408 up here. And really just fill these gaps. That's what it's looking like the SPY is gonna have to do. Since it's already showing momentum to the upside, well then, you know, it's just trying to do its job to fill those gaps. Now it doesn't have to fill these gaps over here. The SPY doesn't have to do that. So you got to keep that in mind. It don't got to do that anytime soon. Put it that way. It might be a goal to try to do it, but you know, the market has a mind of its own. It's gonna move. It's gonna do things when it wants to. So at the end of the day, you got to keep that in mind. Follow the charts and numbers, and go from there. But other than that, you could definitely see a pullback here on the SPY before it tries to even reach those gaps. Say if the economic data is not good coming out tomorrow, and it's not going to be good coming out Friday. Yeah, you can expect a pullback here to fill this gap. Why do I say that? Because I mean the market honestly has been filling gaps the previous 2 to 3 weeks. You know, if it gap up, it'll go up, it might hold, but the next day it might come down and fill that gap and then just consolidate up. And then, you know, if it gaps down, then it might go up and fill the gap and come back down. Like that's just what it's been doing. So just paying attention to the patterns and just knowing that you can expect a pullback if 400 doesn't hold, you guys. 400 is supposed to be the strongest support there is on the SPY. And if that can't hold, that is your top. And, you know, you got to expect it to come back down. So let's look at the levels. We started here today. 5 days out. We look 5 days out. So yesterday, this is where we closed, 395. So here's where it got up at, you guys. We started here this morning. 400 was strong right here. It did get rejected, though, a little quick there, right there. But at 399 was support today in the air. So they just kept it going up to the upside. And, you know, closed at 401. So the SPY's looking very, very bullish. If this momentum can hold, you guys, you know, if this momentum can hold, I'm just looking for the SPY tomorrow to go towards, you know, filling this area over here. Go ahead and fill that whole wick candle over there about 402. You know, it needs to break that, and if it can break that above that, then just looking at the next levels, just gonna have to zoom out about a month, and you know, see if it can get back in the area of 404 up in here, this section up here, you know. So that's what the SPY is looking to do now at this point. The SPX is well over 4,000. Not by much, but you know, a little bit. It's getting warm, rallied up. You know, it's coming along. It's holding 4,000 pretty strong right now. So, but you know, the data is gonna be key tomorrow. So things can turn around quick, or you know, things if data is okay and nothing is bad, then things will stay exactly how they will. You might see prices get a little bit higher, and it just might be time for it. It just might be time for a melt up, you know, to the point where it just has to max out and just retest these highs and just see where we're going, because you got to think this market was in the same area. It's been in the same area for almost 3 to 4 years now. So that's just looking at it from 5 years out. You know, at the end of the day, what we do know is, you know, it has to beat this ultimate top right here. It needs to beat this top right here next. This is what, 406, 407. So it needs to, if it's really going to show, if it's really going to be bullish, you guys, the SPY is has to push above 407 here to show that, okay, all right, now we're out of the phase of where, you know, where it was acting as if it can't top a top, can't top a top. So for instance, like here you got your top here, and then this top never challenged this top at all. So it's like that was a new top right there, but then it did challenge it. So that's why it made that bullish. But okay, but you got a new top, but this top didn't challenge that top. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about the topping points to know where resistance is at, you guys. And so, you know, this was another top, and this was another top, and you know, this was your recent top, and it looks like, you know, it could be possibly about to push above that, so that wouldn't be considered a top anymore. But you know, if it doesn't, and you know, it really is, this is real bullish, this is not fake bullish, then it'll break above 402 tomorrow and 404, and then you'll see the market rally with the remainder of the week going out of March. And then April can get even higher, because that's when you got all the earnings kicking off. So keep that in mind. We might be really going back to retest these levels of about 426 and 430, you know, maybe even possibly, what's this level, 419, 410, you know, it might be time for that. If everything is going smooth, just expect continuation. So it's really about timing and patience, and just really just seeing these charts and understanding it from the levels. But from the 1 day perspective, tomorrow I'm looking at the SPY to break above 402. You break above 402, you're bullish, and it holds, you're bullish. The SPY come down here and 400 doesn't hold. I'm looking for the SPY to break below all the way back to really, let's see where this gap is at. I'm looking at the SPY to really fill this gap here. It might not fill it completely tomorrow. It might not fill it right here completely by tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to, at least if 400 doesn't hold, it's gonna at least chime in it a little bit. So if it be here or here or here, it's gonna get in there. So I'm looking at it today, gonna break below 398, 397 on the SPY, you guys. Triple Qs to the upside tomorrow on the triple Qs. You see, like I said, the market did gap up. Everybody gapped up. So same thing, triple Qs, upside, looking for it. We're here now. We're back to that point. We're back to that topping point on the triple Qs. Triple Qs is so bullish, man. Like I've been saying on the recaps, though, 307 was support. So it was only right to go back to 310. And they pushed above 310 today, y'all. They had 312. So looking at all these tops here, Just looking forward to meet with this one. 314, see if it can break above that, and if it can, this is when the FOMC, the Powell spoke and did all this. So if if it can retest that level, that's where all the chaos, the rate hike situation came into play. So if it can retest 315, then Triple Q's is bullish, you guys. That's gonna get to about 320 by the start of April. So, but to the downside on the Triple Q's, if it does come down, like I said, you see the gap. You see the gap here. You see the gap. You can't ignore it. It's a gapping market right now. The market's moving off data. It always moves off data. It's moving off the banks. It's moving off of earnings. It's moving off of things that are happening outside of the market, like politics and everything. It's moving. It's volatility. It's volatile. But to the upside though, to the downside, gap fill, I'm looking at it to break below. If 310 doesn't hold, that's your strong support. 310.50 and 311 is not holding. I'm looking for it to come down back here. Just chime in the bubble, as I said with the SPY. Just chime in the bubble. Same thing for the Triple Q. Just chime in the bubble. Get in there. Go ahead and get in there somewhere in there. 309, 308, 307. You see what I'm saying? Complete fill is what 307.58 it looks like. So just looking forward to break back below that, and it might bounce from there, or it might really get ugly. The data might not be good, and it might really come down. So just be on the lookout for that the next couple of days. DIA. Okay, so the DIA gapped up as well here. See the drawings I drew yesterday, and that's a recap from yesterday. Check it out. I'm going to remove these indicators. But what ended up happening was they skipped over what I drew and just gapped up. So we're here now. But that's where they want to be. They've been trying to get to 330. I told y'all they're really close. 327 close, looking 5 days out. Pretty high here, looking a month. Looks like we're about to go retest 335 is what they want to really do. The Bulls really want to take it there, but you're going to have to take one step at a time, one day at a time. 329 will be your first target. You can break above that, then 335 is looking playable. But right here, like I said, just looking for this 327 to hold on the DIA, and if we get above 327.80, then I'm looking forward to break above 328 to 329, all the way to 330 at least tomorrow to keep the bullish momentum going. Just push, just have everybody push to the upside. If all the data's good, just let everybody just buy and just let the economy just have its way for you know what I'm saying, the rest of the week, the end of the March, at least one more day of March. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see though. We'll see. But to the downside, you see the bubble. That's the gap fill here. Just looking for it. If the strongest support right now is your 325 level. If that doesn't hold, you guys, I'm looking for it to get lower here. Just chime in the bubble. As the SPY, as the Triple Qs, the DIA, same thing. Let's chime in this bubble. That's where I'm looking at the levels here. If it chimes in this bubble somewhere in here, then that don't hold, then look out below. That's your bottom right there, 322. That don't hold. Look for 320. But yeah, definitely just looking forward to chiming the bubble in the next couple of days. If this is your top, if that's the game they want to play. So we're gonna see tomorrow. IWM, more than likely the same. More than likely the same. So drew the levels, drew everything. I'm gonna erase it. We draw everything, but same, exactly the same gap here. But the difference between the IWM and everybody else here now, pay attention. If you guys peeping this, what am I about to say? They already what? They already done got in there. They done got in there. This is filled. This is filled. IWM actually filled today. That's questionable now. You got to keep an eye on that tomorrow. things like that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? The market was extremely bullish today, but the IWM kind of slipped up and filled their gap. Now everybody else didn't. So QQQ, they didn't even get in there technically. But the IWM already got in there. They only got that much more room left to fill, you guys. So what's that? 174 all the way down. 174 down to what? 173.90. So yeah, they almost got in there, but they got back on the bull train. They found support right here at 173.99. It took it back to 175 close. So the market is bullish, and the IWM is where they want to be. They did strong. They showed strong support here. So just looking for the IWM to hold this momentum and take this thing back to 177. You can get the 177. If that holds, you can get the 180, you guys, on the IWM. 182 is actionable as well. But that would have to come with the breaks of 177 and 180. But looking at it to the downside, you know, like I said right there, just they already feel they'll refill instantly. It'll be a quick drop. It's only $1. They'll come down and about 173. You know, if it doesn't hold, just looking for it to come on back down here to 172. And then really 170, honestly, IWM, because it's another gap right here that they kind of like halfway filled again. So another question mark here, IWM. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Looks like somebody might be short. Another one right there. So we'll see. We'll see. They could just be like not even acknowledging any of that yet, and like I said, take it up. So we're gonna see on the IWM tomorrow. VIX, the volatility is down, you guys. You see that? And what I say, volatility's down. Market is what? Bullish, full bull mode. Buying pressure is gonna step in. Bulls gonna just go in the arena and just rampage something if they see any type of red. It's running around crazy, chicken with his head cut off. And that's where you at with the VIX and the volatility. You know, there's no speed technically in the market, far as there's no pressure on the buying. Like you know, the dips are getting ate up. You know, people are getting their money's worth. Prices are going up because, you know, the demand and supply is, you know, is a little there too right now. So, you know, inflation is still a key factor overall, the bank crisis situation. And but at the end of the day, there's no worry. There's no worry. Investors are basically saying like they're not worried no more now. Like I said, the data can change all that quick, fast, in a hurry tomorrow and Friday. If the data ain't good, that's coming out pre-market, then, you know, things will change quick, fast, in a hurry. But that's just something you're gonna have to wait and see for. So we're gonna do a recap on that. But I mean, the volatility right now is just saying like nobody's worried. The investors are not worried. Right here, $19.11. That's extremely bullish right here. This is a low of the low. They can go a little bit lower too if they want. You know, the VIX can get all the way really to about, what's that, $17. So if you continue to see more downside on the VIX, then you'll see these numbers. Prices will really start to rise and skyrocket. So you people were talking about inflation and stuff that's in the third. You ain't seen nothing yet. If the VIX keep going down like this, that means there's really no fear. That means actually everybody who's overreacting to everything, the economy is actually fine and people are actually buying, using their money to just buy. Nobody's really concerned about price. They notice that it's high and things are different, but people are just still paying what they paying. So that's what that means. But you know, if things are bad tomorrow, the data's bad. Just looking at the levels on the VIX here, just looking at the VIX to spike back up here to at least a 20. You know, the VIX got to get back up. If things ain't looking good, and you know, people want prices to come down for real because this is really painful. You know what I'm saying? They gonna start to go back. The volatility will start to come back in the market. You'll see things start to change to the downside very fast. So this gap to this gap right here, you see how everybody else did a gap. The VIX did a gap too. They'll gap fill all of this really quickly and get back above 20. And then, you know, you get the VIX going here at 21 or 22 back then, that levels, then you'll see stocks really start to pull back and come down. So just keep a lookout for that in the levels. If the VIX continue to sell to the downside, bullish, the VIX switch routines tomorrow and rise, bearish. So be looking out for the VIX tomorrow, you guys. Netflix went crazy today. But they just really what I'm noticing, they're stuck in the channel here. Drew a lot here, drew a lot of drawings for it. But you got to check the recap for it. I'm gonna remove these. We'll move on. It's a new day. But you know, it gapped up. They did the same thing as everybody else. That's how the market rose. The Nasdaq represents Netflix. Netflix represents the Nasdaq. So you know, Nasdaq gapped up. QQQ's gapped up. Netflix gapped up. So they took a little gap right here. So 325 from what? What's that? 323 close. So just looking forward to because it didn't feel none of the gap up area at all. So it was actually support here at 326, and they just kept the bull going. Bullish formation closed at 332. But what I'm noticing about Netflix, they're in this channel right now. Recently, this week, the past 3 days, they just been here. They've been here in this channel. So it's looking like, you know, this thing could be topping out. It could be topping out. Netflix could be getting weak, or it's just looking like another one of these breakouts is in play, you know. So just keep that in mind. Like I say, it's gonna boil down to the data here now at this point, and you know, going into the next month, and you know, it's gonna be earnings. And Netflix is one of the first ones to report April 18th. So just looking for Netflix to, if they can hold this level right here, get back above, or at least get to 335 for real, or get back above it. You know, if you get back above it and keep going, 338, 340's in play, and it's bullish. But, you know, if 335 is looking like a top, at least consolidate here up to the upside. What the Bulls don't want to see, what the Bears want to see to the downside is they want to see 330 not hold, and once it not hold, they're going to slice them quickly to get to that gap like nothing happened at 324 again, 323. And it can really start to get ugly from there if that happens and the data is not good, you guys. It'll start to really probably break back down here to 317.50 by Friday. So be on the lookout for these levels, you guys, because it's definitely in play. Microsoft. Looking at Microsoft hit that key level. Like I said on the recaps there, do the drawings. But, you know, check those out. Hit the like and subscribe button. Yeah, man. Microsoft gapped up with the Nasdaq as well. Right here, we got, these are the levels we got. 275 to a 277 gap up, and that's support to support, you guys. That's really all it is. And you know, it got really bullish. They tagged 280. That's your resistance right there. So you did see that rejection, but the market was so bullish today. It got back on the bull train right here. And then by the end of the day, it did rally by power hour all the way to close at 281.25. So it's getting very interesting because you see right here, big tech is at their resistance levels. They're at their tops. This is probably like the third or fourth test throughout the month. So this is gonna be key. You know what I'm saying? The data coming in and the month switching over. If these levels don't hold and it doesn't break above 282.50 tomorrow or 283 to get to 285, then expect this to be a top. And I'm looking for downside on Microsoft to just come down here and fill their gap. They ain't fill it. The support got to get filled. I'm looking at it to come below 278, don't hold, 277. 277 don't hold. Really looking for it to break back below 274, all the way to 272, you guys. By Friday on Microsoft. Amazon, Amazon got the gap like everybody else with the Nasdaq. gonna raise my drawings. But yeah, got the gap, so didn't feel that. So you see that what the stocks did, right? I showed you. So technically, everybody, what the stocks did, the ETFs did. The ETFs did what the stocks did. The stocks did what the ETFs did. Everybody did the same thing except IWM. They're the only ones that's standing out and didn't do what everybody else did. They actually filled their gap almost completely, but they didn't. They did go back up. So the stocks right here, they didn't at all. So Amazon didn't at all. So this level I'm looking for right here, you see right here, 97 all the way here to the gap fill about 97.43. That's a key area right there. You know, if this bullish momentum can't hold right here, they closed at 100, you guys. That's really big for Amazon. Remember, they had the layoff news, so that's why they getting bullish. They got earnings coming up, all that. This could be pre-earnings run-ups and everything. If they want to keep this momentum, they're going to say all of that, so keep that in mind. So just looking for this to hold and break above 101.50. If 101.50 holds, just looking for it to get to 102.50. If that can hold, I'm really looking for Amazon to pick up and get on the bull train here about 106, but just have to start looking out on the charts for that about 3 months out. So, you know, Amazon could just be trying to get closer and closer to this level just because they know they got earnings coming up. They'll be trying to get closer to that level because they know they got earnings coming up. Keep that in mind if that's what they wanted to. Now, you know, they could stall it here, consolidate after once they have a breakout. If they have a breakout tomorrow or Friday, they'll stall it, consolidate it until earnings, and then they'll make a move if they're going to really even test that on, what's that, April 27th for their earnings. So we'll see. That's the levels we're looking out for, though. To the upside, to the downside, you know, gap. Got to come down, back down here. 100 don't hold. If 100 ain't support, neither is 99 in my eyes. And then that means 98 ain't either. And I'm looking forward to come back to 97 here, you guys. And really just coming back down here all the way really below 95, you guys, on Amazon. I'm looking for Amazon to sit well near $94 by Friday, possibly even, you know, by next week, you know. That's if the data ain't good, though, you know. Data not good, downside, that's the levels. Data good, upside, that's the levels. That's Amazon. LULU! LULU! Oh, LULU! Last but not least, oh, LULU! Shout out to LULU! Man, I wish I had my horn. I would blow it right now. But I don't know. It's somewhere in the computer. I don't know. But we're about to wrap it up here, though. We're going to go over LULU. I'm 30 minutes in. LULU, man. They held their earnings, you guys. That was a real move for real. That wasn't no play tit for tat. That wasn't no, you know, oh, this offer show and then not give it to nobody in the open market. Nah, they held. They held. And, you know, I looked at this from a different standpoint. You know, me and my clients, we had numerous of contracts with LULU. So people, you know, held, they like to call it, what they call it, like the last one, like you just hold one. So it's just like one of those, the last one you hold. It's just like, it doesn't even matter what happens to it, you know. It's just like, just leave it. People held one, at least one left, you know, but majority definitely got out here, caught their top there. It was like 370 for real, but they showed 368, but it was about 370 for real. But they held. Earnings was positive. They gapped up, you guys, and really held. They were up at one point like $50. They were up about 17% at one point. They closed at about 12.72% up. They closed $40, so they only really lost about $10 to $15 technically. They did go up in pre-market to like 377. But nobody got that though in the pre-market. They didn't get it to the open market. So that's where it was at though. That's really where it was at right there, 376.14. So That was the really absolute high, but they ain't get it to nobody. So just really looking out, you know, since this right here, it's crazy. It hit the drawings, it hit the trail, it hit the line. It came all the way up here, you guys, and hit the line. So you know, I told my clients, you know, and myself, you know, it's just really, it's only right to hold. These are miracle plays. This is once in a lifetime. It's 50-50. It's like, you know, they might not go back to that price that they was yesterday because of their earnings was so great. Um, you know, it doesn't really matter what happens next because they just literally they did exactly what was the homework. You know, they're up here sitting in the trend line, and you know, really just looking for this the hold though. It needs to try to get back above here. Obviously, you want to see that. You want to see it try to really retest that pre-market high of that 376. I think that's what the market was really wanting here. Maybe that's possibly why they just stalled it because it was so many buys. It was technically halted, you guys. It was like not moving all day. It was just like sitting here. You know, it kind of just like I said, it opened up. It opened up at what 360 and then shot up to 370, and after that it sold back to 360 and it consolidated all day from 365 all the way down to 360, 364, back to 360, 363, back to 360, 362, back to 360. It just kept doing that. So it held right here. I think Lulu's going off of the data now, determining how that's gonna look. It's gonna show if you know if the data's good. This is 360 is support. If the data's good, and this thing will definitely retest at least VWAP here at 365, 364 is going to retest that for sure if this data's good and, you know, this support holds for real. But if the data's not looking good, then to the downside, just looking for it to break below the trend line up here, below 360. It'll probably try to take this thing back to like 350. And then it might consolidate from there. Or, you know, you can just be looking out for another level of about 349, 348, and then consolidation there as well. But honestly, I don't think you guys that it's going to sell all the way off back down to 310 like it started at earnings. It closed at what 320, but the earnings move did go down to 310. Then it rocketed all the way up here to 376. So I don't think it's going to come all the way back down here, you guys. I think with time, yes, with time it will happen like that. But you got to play the 3-day rule with that type of earnings. That's a huge, fantastic move, and you know. That's just really like I said, like it was a strong buy. Wall Street been talking about it all week. I was LCAOD. We were here. We gave you guys the key indicators all week about it, and you know, it was just one of those things where you know you're either gonna do it or you're not. And considering you know they had such a strong earnings, you know, it was just one of those things you had to just say, hey, I'm gonna just take the chance. I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna take the leap of faith and do. And you know, some clients really got blessed off of that because, like I said, loaded the boat, and man, that was huge. That was huge, man. That was huge. That was retirement type money right there, for real. But you know, I told people, you know, just keep a level head. Don't let this get the big head. Don't let this get the big head, and don't think that this gonna always happen to every company. Now, this does happen, but it don't happen to every company the same way. They don't make these tremendous moves like this. It's just that they really had a great earnings. So Lulu definitely, like I said, is very, very bullish. So I would be cautious of just trying to jump right in and say, oh, this is the top. I'm short here. Even if, you know, yeah, this is the top right here, 376 or whatever, 370 or 360, then so be it. But it doesn't mean it's going to come all the way back down here to 310. That's not how this market works. Not by Friday. That's not happening. You know, now maybe within a 3 to 6 to 9 month span, possibly, yes, Lulu may come back down over time. You know what I'm saying? But with this type of earnings, like I said, I don't really see it happening, you guys. This was a great, great earnings, and we can go over. I'm gonna show you guys the numbers. I don't know if everybody got to see what it actually was, and then we're gonna wrap it up, man. All right, so This is what happened. The company expects per share profit to be in a range of 11.50 to 11.72 for the current year, and revenue to come in between 9.3 billion and 9.41 billion. The consensus among analysts compiled by Capital IQ is for EPS of 11.51 and revenue of 9.29 billion in fiscal 2022. LULU EPS declined to 6.68 from 7.49, while revenue climbed 30% to 8.11 billion. Okay, so that's what they did for the quarter. Reading right here, we're looking right here. I mean, we can read that too. While we're mindful of the ongoing macro uncertainties and we continue to plan the business, we're excited with our sales trends in Q1 and also the benefits we expect to realize in 2023 from lower air freight in our new LULU studio model. So they got a new LULU studio model. Chief Financial Officer Megan Frank said on an earnings call, according to Capital Market transcript. The company anticipates to launch 45 to 50 new stores during the year. So that's another big point too. You see what I'm saying? They're putting 45 to 50 new stores. They got a new studio model. For the quarter ended in January 29, LULU posted adjusted EPS of 4.4, 40 up from 3.37 the year before, surpassing the street's view from 4.26 revenue soared 30% to 2.77 billion, just ahead of the street's 2.7 billion estimate. So, you know, they basically just killed it. Comparable sales, it jumped 20%, 27% higher than roughly 24% growth expected. Everything basically rose. Everything basically what Wall Street expected. They blew it out the water. They did way better than that, you know. And looking at it, said at the bottom here, looking at Q1, our business continues to be robust. Frank said on the call, our inventory growth will continue to moderate, and we expect to realize significant gross margin expansion driven by lower air freight. So you see what I'm saying? The short, people saying they want to short these companies. They playing with 11-12 billion dollars. They moving money like that. So you got to just be cautious on that short, you guys. I hate to put it that way for you bears, but all of this right here from, I would say from 330, and we're about to wrap it up. From 330, you're safe. 330 all the way down, you good. It ain't gonna steep no lower than that. If it does pull back here, you know, max I can see about 345, 340. But you know, I'm sorry, bears. Down here and below, that's white. The MMs ain't gonna want to pay that out by the end of March. You get what I'm saying? They'll consolidate it right here and sit it at 360 if they have to. For all they care, they don't care. But that's LULU, you know, like I said, and that's just what it is. So be cautious if you're trying to, like I said, call a top there instantly. They basically saying they might go higher. So you need to want to look out for this chart for real at all times. You know what I'm saying? Their all-time high was what? 485. So keep that in mind. But on the one-day level, looking at the levels for the next 2 days, just looking for LULU. So like I said, hold this 360 support and get back to at least VWAP right here. It needs to get back into the channel. Right now it's at the lower end of the channel. So just looking forward to get back to the higher end of the channel, 367 really, but at least back to the middle. It will be a nice consolidation area, a 364 if it can do that. To the downside, if 360 is not holding this as your top, just looking at it to feel at least back to about 353, you guys. So looking for a LULU to come down about 353, or you know, even like I said, that's to the downside. But more than likely, earnings with that much positivity, it's gonna be strong. It's gonna be strong support, you guys. It's gonna be hard to just want to short that. You know, that's basically you gotta give that a 3-day rule. It's gonna be continuation with that coming sooner or later, no matter what. Even if it dips, it's gonna go back higher. That's the point of it. So just be on the lookout for LULU tomorrow, and that's it, man. That's a wrap. The data that's coming out tomorrow, be on the lookout for that. Show you guys what's coming out. Q4 GDP, jobless claims is tomorrow, you guys. Pre-market, be on the lookout for that. lot of Fed speakers tomorrow. You got Barr, he's back. Barkin's back, and Secretary Yellen is speaking at 3:45. So Secretary Yellen is speaking at 3:45. That's near power hour, all the way near market close. So be on the lookout for that. Be cautious, be ready. I'll see y'all tomorrow with another recap. But this was this recap with Let Cash Accumulate over days. Peace.